What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Universal Mastery. Welcome back to my channel. What I do here is I break down the occult sciences and I break them down to a practical level so that you can use them and apply them in your day-to-day life and get real, actual results simply by using your observation. Okay, it's that simple. So let me give you a little bit of a context just so that you know who you're getting this information from. So my name is Jeremiah Schwartz. I am a professional occultist. I am fully initiated in Kabbalah, being the Kabbalistic tree, being the front side and the back side, universe A, universe B. I'm studying when it comes to the 22 archetypal paths in regards to the major arcana of the tarot. And I'm also studying when it comes to planetary energies in connection to astrology. Okay, once again, that is just to give you a context, just so you know who you're getting this information from, because that's important information. Okay, at least it should be to you. Okay, what is the topic of today's video? So this is actually probably going to be one of my more popular videos because of the topic, and I'm covering it because I know a lot of people have questions about it. I've been asked this question many times. So the topic of today's video is, how do you know you've been cursed? Okay, so not only am I just going to cover that, how do you know you've been cursed, but I'm also going to cover what do you do if you've been cursed. Okay, so if you want to know how to know if you've been cursed and then what you need to do, or at least what you should do if it's happened to you, then this is definitely your video, so make sure you stay tuned. Okay, so let's jump right in. So here's the deal. Let me start with saying this. Once again, I'm an occultist, a professional occultist. I have been cursed many times, okay? I've been cursed many times by other occultists, okay? Other occultists that do have power, but obviously not enough power to take me out. I don't know anybody that has enough power to take me out, mainly because of what I do, you know? Being somebody who is a source vampire, somebody who consumes all types of energies, you know, even dark matter energies, it's almost impossible to be taken out because, you know, somebody sends dark matter energy your way to harm you, to kill you, to whatever the case may be. You're just going to end up consuming it and turning it into your own evolutionary power, okay? But that doesn't mean that you still won't feel the effects of being cursed. So once again, I am somebody who has been psychically attacked, has been cursed, has been attacked by interdimensional beings, you know, gone through the entire initiatory process in the underworld. I've been through the ringer in regards to psychic attacks, okay? And feeling those dark matter energies trying to harm me in a way that could potentially lead to death. So I am somebody who knows what it feels like to be cursed. And what I'm going to be sharing with you in this video is real. This is truly how you can recognize if you've been cursed. Okay, so let's start here and let's make it basic. Let's make it simple. So how do you know you've been cursed? So a lot of the times when you've been cursed, it's going to manifest itself in unfortunate events, okay? Now, a lot of people are immediately going to jump to, oh, well, you know, if my life is unfortunate or if my luck is not great, then I must be cursed. I might be cursed, yada, yada, yada. Well, you know what? That may be true. You know, reality is yeah, if your life is constantly unfortunate, if you always get the bad end of the stick, if things never work out in your way, yes, you may, you know, be cursed. You may be cursed. Your soul most likely is shelled within the clip-off, which is also going to result in things not working out your way as well. So that is a reality. And, you know, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, and I'm not going to say, no, you're not cursed. You know, you just think you're cursed. No, you really may be cursed. But that doesn't mean that you're trapped there. That doesn't mean that you need to stay there, okay? You don't need to stay living a life that is mediocre, where you're always getting unfortunate things and you're always living in an unfortunate reality where things don't work out your way. It is never the case that you're always going to be trapped there. The only way that you're always going to be trapped there is if you allow yourself with your own free will to do that. Okay, so you have the same amount of free will to pursue a different path that can lead to you gaining more power, that can then change your entire existence, your entire state of being. There's a tarot card that can represent this, which is called the Wheel of Fortune. You can change your own Wheel of Fortune, okay? But you have to go through the process in self-development to do so, or else, yeah, you may live an unfortunate life where you are psychically being attacked, okay? It's just a reality. Now, with that being said, how do you recognize you're being psychically attacked? Once again, unfortunate events start manifesting in a very prominent and profound way. Now, sometimes, these events are just a part of evolution in general. Sometimes you deal with different planets that are shifting in the sky, in the solar system, that also cause negative events to happen. Now, obviously, the more powerful you are and the more in alignment with evolution you are, no matter what, even if, in regards to these planetary alignments, they're always going to work themselves out in a way that you're going to be set up for increasing your awareness. For example, if something is happening in regards to astrology that is causing energies to affect you that feel unfortunate, or are energies that bring a lot of pressure, energies that you don't want to experience, that's a part of evolution. That's a part of life. Everyone's going to experience that to some degree, but once again, when you're more powerful and you're more so in alignment with your own evolutionary journey, those energies that are going to affect you in that way, they're going to work themselves out to aid you into increasing your awareness, increasing your power. It's always going to work out in that way. Now, if you're not as powerful and you're not, once again, pursuing your own personal journey of self-development, those energies can manifest situations in your reality that seem like you don't know why they're happening because you're not in alignment with your evolution. So they can rip things away from you that you really held on to and you thought you needed, and you're very upset that those things get taken away from you or destroyed or ripped away from you, and you may not understand. And that can lead you down different pathways that are not in your benefit if you're not able to have that awareness that these things happen to help you grow. This is what it means to be in alignment with evolution. You never look at anything, no matter how painful, how much suffering it brings, how much isolation it brings, how much pressure it brings. You never look at anything in a way that's like, oh, it's all bad. You never look at it like that because there is no such thing as all bad. There is always a positive to a negative. That's what creates power. So when the negative shows up, the pressure comes. That means that there's a positive that's got to follow that. And you can turn it into something that produces power. So whenever you're going through the hardest times in your life, the hardest circumstances, the hardest situations or periods in your life, seasons, they are always going to lead to you increasing your power as long as you have this awareness that I'm speaking about. Okay? But once again, not everyone has that awareness. So some people look at things from the perspective of being all bad. And then guess what their reality shows them? All bad. Because they'll make decisions after those experiences, those tough experiences that lead them down a pathway that continues to cycle those challenging experiences. And then their entire reality turns into a reality where it brings all bad all the time because they're making the free will choice to allow that just from ignorance, not understanding how evolution actually works. So that's what I want to say to that. There is that planetary aspect as well. So you don't always want to think that if your life is challenging, if things are rough and tough and there's a certain level of pressure on your life, you don't always want to think that somebody's cursing you. A lot of the times it's your own evolutionary journey that's putting you through challenging experiences. Okay? So it can be hard, and I can't sit here and I can't necessarily fully teach somebody like, exactly when someone's cursing you, because you do have to have a certain level of psychic awareness to also understand those things as well. So, you know, I know there's a lot of people that like to jump the gun and like to say, oh yeah, my life is challenging right now, I'm cursed, something's wrong. And it's like, well, you know, if you have the mindset that things are all bad and you can't seem to figure out like these things happen and they're necessary to create pressure on you and to challenge you, if you can't see that awareness, then maybe you are cursed, right? Maybe you came into a cursed bloodline. Maybe somebody's cursed you, you know, throughout your life experience. Who knows? It could be many things. But once again, it's a part of evolution. You know, challenging energies are a part of evolution. I do want to say this as well. Even being cursed can turn into your own power. See, this is something not a lot of people will tell you, but getting cursed, let's say, for example, it's by another practitioner. Let's say there's an occultist out there that is specifically cursing you, right? And they're sending death energy, they're sending torment, torture, suffering, whatever the case may be, towards you. That can literally, if you're in alignment with source, evolution, your own personal evolution, right? Not the type of evolution where you're trying to save the world and you want to save everyone around you. I'm talking about the one that's directed inwards, your own personal evolution, meaning you're making the choices, decisions necessary for yourself to evolve. If you're that kind of person, you have that perspective and you have someone that's cursing you, that energy, yes, it's going to affect you. You're going to feel it emotionally, you're going to feel it psychically, you're going to feel it mentally, and even physically often. It will eventually be turned into your own power because you will eventually alchemize that dark matter energy that was sent your way. So even getting cursed can lead to your power, but it's going to need to be balanced by evolution, meaning you're going to have to be in alignment with evolution. So you may have to make different disciplinary decisions that you may have previously not been making to balance that energy out. So for example, somebody curses you, you may have to start getting new routines. You may start eating healthier. You may have to sit in silence more often and get more time to really process your emotions because you're being psychically attacked. You may have to go and exercise, go for runs, okay? These are all subconscious things that people naturally do on a daily basis when they're experiencing challenging energies. But let's say you're an occultist or you're someone that's psychic and you can feel that somebody else is psychically attacking you. You can balance that out with, once again, evolution, your own personal evolution, and that energy that is psychically attacking you or even oppressing you can be turned into your own power, and that is the absolute key, okay? So this is a big thing that I want to say in this YouTube video. You do not want to be the person that is always thinking you're being cursed and always thinking you need to do something psychically in regards to like a ritual or a spell to try to counter the spell. Or excuse me, to try to counter the curse. You do not want to be that person. Why do you not want to be that person? Because you will always experience some form of psychic attack. This is just a fact. I know there's not many people that are saying this or are going to tell you this, but you are always going to experience some degree of psychic attack, whether it's real ritual being done on you by another occultist or an order of occultists, or if it's some interdimensional dark matter energy that's trying to attack you. You're always going to experience this. I don't care who you are. When you get into the field of practicing the occult, even when you're not in the field, you're still a victim to this. You're just not aware you're a victim to it. And that's kind of the bliss that you get. You're not aware, so you don't understand. But when you're in the occult field, you're going to start becoming aware of the attacks that are happening to you. It's going to happen. Like, it's a part of the process. If you're somebody that thinks you always need to do something to counterbalance that in regards to like ritual or spell, you're going to drive yourself crazy because you will never get to a point where you do a spell or you do a ritual that will forever remove it. You may be able to cancel it out, cancel the energy out, but what happens when someone when that energy comes back to you a couple weeks later? Are you going to do another ritual to do it? And then you do the ritual, you cancel out the curse, and then it happens to you again. And then you're going to have to do another ritual. You're going to have to do another spell. That itself is a curse, to think that you always got to cancel out these dark matter energies or cancel out these psychic attacks that are happening to you. Because once again, you will never get to a point where you will permanently remove that from you. Okay, remove psychic attack from happening to you. And there's a reason for that, because once again, what I'm explaining is if you get in alignment with the proper perspective and the proper awareness of your own evolution, those energies that are being done to you change and they help you evolve. So then you can look at psychic attacks as something that's actually beneficial because you're consuming that dark matter energy that's trying to attack you. This is what it's called being the apex predator in the occult field. This is why being a white magician trying to cancel out dark matter energy never works. And that's actually why most white occultists, white magicians, and when I say white, I'm not talking about skin color, white occultists, white magicians, that's why they always usually end up dying from some form of cancer, some form of disease, some form of psychic attack. If you actually study their lifetime, they usually die in their younger years. Typically, the age span for like a long living person in America is roughly going to be around the age of 80 to 90, 100 if you're lucky. But if you study a lot of these white magicians, light workers, people who don't embrace dark matter energy, a lot of their lifespans are around the age of 60 up to 70. They don't even make it to 80. It's because they're in the occult field getting attacked by psychic energies. I mean, it's a part of the process. And they're also opening themselves up more to that, because when you become an occultist, you're opening yourself up to different dimensional planes as well, where certain spirits, certain dark matter energies can come through. And if you are somebody that's not understanding the higher sciences of evolution, those energies that come through will look at you as food. And you don't need to believe me. You know, you don't need to believe me. But I'm just saying what is true. And this is what happens. And I've experienced it. Okay, so you want to become the apex predator. You want to be a being that feeds off of dark matter energy, which what I call is being a vampire, and specifically a source vampire, an evolutionary driven vampiric being, which feeds off of dark matter energy. So that means everything, every single dark matter energy that tries to attack you, tries to destroy you, tries to harm you, any occultist that tries to curse you, anything ends up being consumed by you, the person who is the apex predator, the source vampire. This is why I say the vampires, the source vampires, are the only ones that can successfully traverse through the tunnels of Set in the Klebothic tree, Universe B, in regards to initiation. So, with that being said, going back to the point, I think I need to make that very clear. That was important. But going back to the point, you don't want to be that person that's always trying to cancel these energies out, because you're going to drive yourself insane. Now, obviously, if that's what you want to do, then do it. But just know that when you're that person and you're in that mindset, you are being psychically attacked, thinking that you're going to cancel out everything. That is a part of the psychic attack. That's draining your mental energy. Okay, so don't believe me. You know, I could care less. You know, I really could. You know, some people are going to understand what I'm saying. They're going to apply it, and others may not, and they may want to debate. But the key is, you know, I don't debate. You know, I know. And if you don't want to go down the road of knowing, then you'll just be a generator for me, because I'll take that energy from you. I don't care. Okay? So yeah. And with that paradox of this perspective I have, naturally it makes people want to take in the information I share in a much more effective way, because I don't care if you use it or not. I really don't. I'm not trying to save you. I'm not trying to save the world. I'm trying to rule the world. Okay, and that's exactly what I'm doing. And that's my journey. That's my evolutionary journey. That's all I care about. That's all I'm focused on. And naturally in that process, I share this information because that's my evolutionary connection. That's my source being that shares the steps to take, and the wise, the knowledgeable, and the understanding will receive that information. Okay, the others will get the opportunity, and if they deny it, then that's their free will choice to go the other road. So, but yeah, long story short, you don't want to be that person, okay? And to recognize that you've been psychically attacked, if you have psychic ability to see these things, you're going to notice subtle symbolism. For example, if you know a specific occultist is trying to attack you psychically, like put curses on you, you're going to notice, because you're psychically aware, you're going to know your day-to-day life. You're going to know there are certain things that you experience in your day-to-day life. You're going to be aware of the world around you, the symbolism that you see on a day-to-day basis. And then if somebody is actively trying to curse you, actively psychically attacking you, you're going to notice subtle differences in your day-to-day life experience. You're going to notice that there is going to be symbolism oftentimes of the person that is cursing you that will show up in your immediate reality. So I'll give you an example. I've been cursed by people before. I've been cursed by occultists before. Occultists that I even know, that I'm aware of. And I will see signs of those occultists manifest in my day-to-day life. Now, what does that mean? How do I see signs? I am a professional at what I do. I am not kidding you. I'm a high-level occultist. So when I'm going in my day-to-day life, there is no part of my reality that is not a ritual. Everything is physics and a deep level science, and I'm aware of that. And I activate these things from observation. So I'll be walking down the street, and I'm outside every day. I'm in the real world every day living a ritual. Okay, so I'll see cars drive by, and I'm reading license plates. There's nothing random when you're an occultist. There's nothing random. Everything means something. And it can add up to something. It can create something. It can produce something. And you can receive something. So I'm looking at license plates. I might see the name of someone that's trying to psychically attack me on a license plate. I might see subtle symbolism show up on a sign as I'm walking down the street or in my day-to-day life. I might see something in regards to maybe I'm on my phone, I'm on YouTube, I'm on social media. I'll see symbolism of the person attacking me if I know the person. If I don't know the person, I'm still going to see the symbolism of them attacking me, even though I don't know them, because once again, I'm going to be aware of my immediate reality. So I'm going to see subtle symbolism that shows up. A lot of the times what I see is I see skulls and I see death energy manifest around me when someone's psychically attacking me. Which naturally is a part of my reality. You know, that's natural. I see death energy all the time, but there will be more death energy. There will be more skulls that just happen to manifest during these time frames when I'm being psychically attacked. And that's how I'll know somebody's probably trying to curse me right now. And to me, it's never a bad thing. You know, obviously, if I know who you are and I know you're trying to curse me, I'm going to take you out. I'm going to remove you. I'm going to put you in my own hell. And I promise you do not want to experience that. But that's what I'll do to you. If I know you, I'm going to do you in big time. Okay? If I don't know you, I'm still going to do you in. How is that? Because I can call up your archetype. I don't need to know you. I don't need to know anyone that tries to psychically attack me, because at the level I'm at, I work with archetypes. So I can simply, and this is what I do, I simply call up the archetype of my enemies. And how do you become an enemy of a source being, a source vampire? You have to try them. How do you try them? Attack them. You have to cross boundaries with them, and you have to threaten them. So if someone's cursing me, you've just signed an invisible contract to become an enemy of me. So when I call up the archetype of my enemies, you and your energetic astral body shows up in this archetype. So when I do the archetype of my enemies in, every single person that has signed this contract with me in my past, in my present, and is going to in my future are all going to be attacked to the highest degree, because that's how I roll. There's no mercy in me. There's no mercy for my enemies. There's mercy for people that are in alignment with their evolution and want to, understand what I'm teaching. But when you become an enemy of me, there's no more mercy. There's only Gavura. There's only Mars. And that's all you're going to get. And Saturn. So, and that's what my ring looks like. It's Saturn for the skull, and the eyes are red. Mars. And that is a key. That's how you can recognize when someone's psychically attacking you. You're going to notice a lot of death energy manifest, because literally psychic attacks result in death. Okay, it's either going to give you a certain level of suffering, torture, or even death. Some people use psychic warfare to cause specific physical death. So regardless, the suffering, the torture, it's all going to lead to an accelerated death. So you're going to see death energy manifest around you more profoundly. Now, when you're somebody that alchemizes those energies and consumes the curses and consumes that dark matter energy, as I explain on my channel and what I explained in this video, that energy is very valuable for me being an occultist, being able to manifest my reality, because death energy is the 11th gate of death. So whenever someone curses me, you're actually giving me energy, helping me create my kingdom, helping me do what I need to do, helping me evolve. And you're signing a contract with me because you probably, if you're cursing me, you actually don't know what I really am and who I really am as an occultist. And that energy will attack you and it will do you in, and I'll do that. And now you're becoming a generator for me, because you're going to end up suffering. And if you're not in alignment with source, you're not on the journey of developing the source within yourself, which you aren't if you're attacking me, because I'm a source being. Why would another source being try to psychically attack me? No, that's not how it works. Source beings recognize other source beings. We're not going to attack each other. We're not going to have problems with each other. We may not be friends, but we're going to respect what we're doing. We're each going to have this level of respect for each other. So just alone, somebody psychically attacking me, I know you're out of alignment of evolution. So I know I can do you in. And every single time that has happened, every single time I've been psychically attacked by anything, the person has always ended up suffering. And it usually will take like a month, and then it starts really kicking in. And it just makes me laugh, because in my head, I wonder what they're thinking. Like, damn, like, ever since I tried cursing this person, Jeremiah, this person, my life went to shit. And that's the key. And this is what I'm sharing with you. This is how you're able to do that to your enemies as well, simply by getting in alignment with your own personal inner evolution and being open to receiving dark matter energy to then alchemize it. But once again, when you do get cursed, you're going to feel it psychologically, emotionally, mentally, physically even. You will feel it. Like, getting cursed is that energy. That energy is going to come to you. That dark matter energy will affect you. But over time, if you are somebody that has a vampiric energy field, you're going to be able to alchemize it, and then it will end up turning into more life force, more power, more energy, more ability to manifest your reality with the death energy. And then the person that sends it becomes a generator for you as well, a suffering generator. Because if you're doing what I'm doing, calling up the archetype of your enemies and doing them in, that person has just become an enemy. So it literally is a key to evolution, okay? So that is definitely what I want to say in regards to being able to recognize getting psychically attacked or cursed. And I think I made it clear that you do not want to be that person that's like always trying to cancel out the energy. Let me do the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. Let me always do this ritual. Let me get my sage and light the candles so that I can cancel it out. Let me do an invocation of this entity so I can cancel it out. No. Get yourself a vampiric energy field. get used to being receptive so that you can process these energies. Because very similarly, with for example, like a virus, you can catch a virus and then your body will naturally develop antibodies to that virus. Doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to catch the virus again, but the more your body produces those natural antibodies can literally guarantee that you will not catch that virus again. So you may need to catch a virus a couple times to really develop those natural antibodies, but eventually you'll get to the point, if you make it through the virus, that you're completely immune. The same thing happens energetically speaking. So that's why, going through Klabothic and tunnels of set initiation is so powerful, and it guarantees you have ultimate power, protection, immunity from like all these different dark matter energies, all these different psychic warfare type energies, is because when you're going through these initiations, you're developing that energetic relationship and that connection to these forces that are the primary forces of psychic warfare, the primary forces that kill, destroy, cause suffering, and illness. So when you're allowing these forces in yourself and commanding them through intent to help you evolve, then that's what happens. Okay, so the last thing that I want to do for this video is give you a little bit of a tip if you also want to use psychic protection. Okay, so once again, what I talked about in the video is you do not want to waste all your time and energy doing spells or doing rituals trying to cancel out any form of psychic warfare that is being sent your way, because you're just going to have to continue doing that for the rest of your life. It's like never getting to the root of the problem, okay? So the first and foremost thing that you're going to want to do is, once again, allow those energies that are potentially supposed to harm you and damage you, be open to them, receive it, and primarily focus on your own self-development. Focus on your own evolution, because that can actually balance out that psychic damaging energy that is meant to harm you, and then it will turn it into something that will actually end up working in your benefit. That's the first thing that I want you to know. Now, the next thing that you can do if you want to use some form of protection is you can use different types of amulets. Okay, now there are all different types of amulets that can do all different types of things. So I'm not going to sit here and say that there's only one thing that works. It really depends on what your amulet is and essentially what energy you're giving that amulet. Okay, but in a nutshell, I'm going to give you a very practical symbol that can offer you a lot of psychic protection in those regards to lessen some of those potentially harming and damaging energies. So one of the most powerful symbols that you can use in the form of wearing it as maybe some form of jewelry, some form of necklace, even in regards to getting a tattoo, to have this symbol on your being can offer you some value, once again, in regards to those psychic forms of protection. So the symbol is going to be the pentagram. So as you can see, I have the pentagram on my pinky. It is the reverse pentagram, but if I flip it like this, it's the regular pentagram. Now, simply the pentagram is going to be a symbol of the multiverse. So it's going to be associated with north, east, south, and west, and then the fifth, the realm of spirit. So you have earth, fire, water, air, and spirit. And the reason why this is a powerful symbol is because this symbol in its totality is giving you a stronger resonance to the multiverse itself, to the five-dimensional multiverse that we all exist in, which then can act as a form of protection, giving you protection in the realm of earth, in the realm of fire, in the realm of water, and in the realm of air. Now, it's not something that is going to make you completely immune to psychic warfare or, energies that are potentially damaging. It's not going to make you immune to them, but it's going to act as a filtration system so that those energies do not hit you in a more damaging way than they would to the average person. So it's going to lessen the effects of psychic damaging energies. It's going to lessen the effects of curses, and it's going to make it easier for you to use those energies for your own evolution. Because once again, the pentacle or the pentagram is the symbol for the multiverse. And the multiverse is what we all exist in here on Earth. And from the multiverse is formed the matrix, the two-dimensional matrix that the mass collective, most of the mass collective is completely locked into. So once again, if you have an attunement to the multiverse, that means psychic energies that are being used on you by people that are in the multiverse, they're going to have a much less damaging effect because you're wearing a symbol that shows you're using the multiverse for your own evolution. Okay, and especially if you give it, if you give your pentagram the intent of protecting yourself and the intent of, helping you get more so in alignment with your own evolution, it's going to even have a stronger effect. So meaning if you're spending time out of your day to perform some form of ritual or spell to, you could say, charge your pentagram, like if you're wearing a necklace that has a pentagram, or if you're wearing a ring that has a pentagram, or if you have a tattoo of a pentagram on you, whatever the case may be, if you're using psychic energies to direct through your intent into that symbol to give it that specific meaning of evolution and protection from psychic energies, that's going to make it activate much quicker, and it's going to take a more potent effect. So that's what I'm going to say to that. The pentagram is a very powerful symbol that you can use in regards to lessening some of those psychic damaging energies. Okay? So other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to wrap this video up here. If you feel like this video offered you value, then please go ahead and hit that thumbs up that you see down below. Also, definitely make sure you go down here and hit the notification bell because I post videos as often as I can. And you definitely want to get notified because, the information that I'm sharing is oftentimes information that you need to hear when you need, at the right time that you need to hear it. So definitely hit that notification bell so that you can get notified when I'm uploading a video that maybe is the video you exactly need to hear. Okay? And then right next to that notification bell, hit the subscribe button if you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel. I'd love to see my subscribers shoot through the roof. And also, I would love if you went and you shared this video. So if you know anybody that you think would gain value from this information, from this content, or from my YouTube channel in general, please feel free to share this video link with them, or any of my YouTube videos that, once again, you think are valuable and will offer value to somebody that you know. Share it with them. Okay, go ahead and spread this information. The goal is to spread it like a wildfire. And then also feel free to share it to your social medias. That's also a great thing. The more this information gets out, the better. Okay. So with that being said, if you would like to gain access to exclusive content that is not on my YouTube channel, definitely make sure you check out my Patreon. Okay, the link for my Patreon is going to be in this YouTube drop-down description. It's the very first link at the top. Literally says in parentheses Patreon right next to that link. So check that out. Click that link. What you're going to see is there's 4 tiers. The first tier is just tier 1, literally $1 a month. You get no access to anything exclusive except for the fact that you're showing that you support my channel. Okay, so that's always appreciated. The second tier is where you gain access to a huge vault of exclusive content. So this is going to give you access to, once again, tons of videos, specifically the very first video on my Patreon, which is teaching you how to do an invocation, where I demonstrate it on camera and teach you how to do it. And then it's going to give you access to the Kabbalah, breaking down all the spheres on the Tree of Life and the Tree of Death, the Sephiroth and the Qliphoth. And I give you their symbolism, the spirits associated with them, the attributations, and my own personal experience having initiated through those spheres myself, which is very valuable information. So if you want to gain access to that, join tier 2. Okay, after tier 2 you have tier 3. Tier 3 is going to give you access to my magic training course that's on my Patreon. So on this magic training course, I'm taking you through necromancy, angel magic, and demon magic, and showing you all the tools that you need, how to set up those tools, starting with the first video of necromancy, and telling you how to command spirits into your specific tools, for example, the Enochian Orb and within your wand, putting it into the tools, then downloading that energy into yourself, making it a part of your energy field, thus increasing your power, okay? So once again, that is the magic training course, and it's going to end with casting a low magic spell, very powerful low magic spell, that's going to be able to control your immediate reality. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely join as Tier 3, okay? Now from Tier 3, we have Tier 4. Tier 4 is going to be the top tier. This is a service that I perform for you that is literally called the Vampire Service. This is one of the most popular tiers on my entire Patreon. It's a service that I perform on the 29th of every month, except for the 1 month that does not have the 29th. And basically, the reason why it's on the 29th is because we have 9 plus 2 equaling 11, which is the hidden sphere on the Tree of Life, known as Dath, which creates 100% manifestation. And in this service, I completely change your own energetic structure, okay? So I change it from being more so Universe A dominant to Universe B dominant, where you're able to receive and pull in energies from chaos, turning it into your own potential and power, okay? Rather than giving energy and pushing energy into chaos, giving it away. Okay, so if you want to know a little bit more about that service specifically, I'm going to have a video posted at the top once this video ends, so you can click that and it will tell you a little bit more about the Vampire Service. Okay, once again, with that being said, that's Tier 4 Vampire Service. With that being said, I would love to give a special shout out to all the members that have the top tier service. Okay, all their names are going to be mentioned below, directly below that Patreon link in parentheses. So huge shout out to all of you, ladies and gentlemen, specifically for taking your practices to that next level. Okay, huge shout out. All right, next shout out I would like to give is to all of my Patreon members in general for taking your knowledge and your practices to that next level as well. That's always a very important thing. Okay, a third shout out to all my YouTube subscribers for really absorbing and taking in this information. That's always a great thing as well. Okay, now the next thing that I would like to take your awareness to is within the YouTube description drop down. It's going to be the second link below. At the second link, it's going to say Square Up Appointments. There, you can book your own tarot card reading with me, where I can literally locate exactly where you are on the Kabbalistic Tree of Life. So I can pinpoint where you are on your own spiritual, occult, initiatory journey, which is very valuable information, and I do not know any other tarot card readers that know how to do what I'm doing. Once again, the reason why I can do this is because I've initiated through this entire tree, so I understand it to a degree most people will never understand. And once again, it's part of my purpose. I love understanding this Kabbalistic Tree of Life. So if you would like to take advantage of understanding exactly where you are located on that Kabbalistic tree, what to expect going into your near future and then long-term future, then definitely make sure you check out that second link below, Square Up Appointments, and book your tarot card reading with me, okay? Now, the third thing that I would like to draw your awareness to is the third link within the description. At that link, that is where you can join to become a YouTube member, which is going to give you an exclusive badge that is next to your name, and it's also going to make your name appear as green within my comment section and within my live streams. And specifically, whenever I see my YouTube members pop up in the live streams, I give you a personal special shout out because you're a YouTube member, and I like developing that relationship and that bond to the YouTube members because they oftentimes are always showing up in the live streams, so they will be reoccurring people that will be asking very valuable questions. So I always appreciate that. And then you're also, this is the main thing about the YouTube membership, you're going to gain access to the exclusive emoji psychic warfare program that I have for my YouTube members. So for those of you that don't know, I created an entire system from my own formulation of emojis when I made my YouTube membership program. And they're specifically set up to be used in a psychic warfare manner. So if you want to know a little bit more about how that works and how it functions, I have an entire YouTube video that will explain that. The YouTube video is titled, in parentheses, YouTube membership, and then it's followed by Psychic Warfare Program. So you can go search up that YouTube video that I have on my channel, and it will explain in depth about how this system works. Right now, there's over 20 YouTube members that are taking advantage of the system, and we are all seeing very, very profound results with it, where literally it's the most simple form of black magic, psychic warfare, where you can literally cause harm, damage, and suffering to your enemies simply by using just a couple emojis. And it's very powerful, and it's programmed to be only usable in an evolutionary way. Okay, so once again, I'm going to leave that there. If you would like to become a YouTube member, check out that third link below. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate all of you, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day or night, wherever you are, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.